Headphones on. Mic check, check. Here we are. All right, Khalid, where is your matcha?
Got it right here.
Yes.
We're back.
Yes, we are.
Cheers.
Cheers. No, you have to come. Yes, there it is. Cheers. Oh, yeah. Sip the matcha before we spill the matcha. Episode 6.
It's growing on me.
It's growing?
Matcha is growing on
Did you
me.
hear that, matcha community?
I think it's because you're using the cocoa milk.
We're converting him. It's part of my evil plan. I think by episode like 10,
Because
you'll be
there's
like,
not enough evil in this place.
but you know what? At least it's a good kind of evil. Episode 6. We're here. And again, I always have to shout you guys out. Thank you so much for the amazing feedback that you guys have been giving me about my previous episodes. Again, you can find me on YouTube and Spotify and on my Instagram page, Life with Adele.
Fire content.
Fire content. Always. Recently, even more because of Khalid. So, episode 6. And you know what? I've been having a lot of matchas lately with friends. And you know what's really great about having a good friendship circle? They stimulate your mind.
Definitely.
And, you know, instead of talking about people, you actually sit and talk about ideas.
Ideas.
Right? Ideas and, you know, things that we notice. And then after I come out of these, like I call these matcha sessions, I feel inspired. And much of my content actually comes from conversations that I have with these friends. So keep that inner circle tight and keep that inner circle full of quality people, because these people literally take you to the next level. So a lot of the topics that we've been talking about, and I'm a little concerned about this. And ironically, May is Mental Health Month.
There you go.
It's just kind of like the universe was clicking over here. And I'm really concerned about people, I think, getting confused or not having enough information or whatever the case may be about overtraining. And I think as people in the fitness world and coaches, we have a kind of like a responsibility to talk about this. Talking about, you know, members who overtrain, members who are on several programs at the same time, like gym hopping, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I want to circle back to that in a little bit. Their relationship with the gym and how, as much as we always talk about how positive it is to be in the gym, there's a fine line between a good kind of healthy relationship and then a toxic one, especially in the gym. So I really feel like we need to touch on these points, starting with the fact that many people wonder how, you know, athletes get to a certain level in their, you know, fitness careers and things like that. Not even just professional athletes. Maybe it's someone in the gym that you look up to. It could be someone who might be, oh, I like that's a goal I have. And that's great. You know, like it's actually like super, super good to kind of like look at someone and be like, wow, like they're smashing it. I wonder what they're doing. What they're not doing is training to the point where it's almost having like a reverse effect. So I really want to help people understand this. The person who trains 1 hour a day is probably someone who has a daytime job. You know, like this is someone who, you know, is doing it for their health, probably their mental health, and they really want to come into the gym once a day. A 1 hour session is more than enough for them, and it's all good. But people are getting confused thinking that working out more is going to give them the results faster or quicker, or they're going to just see these insane gains or this insane spike in their endurance and their stamina and their cardio. And I need people to understand that's not the case.
Less is more, right?
Less is more. And not just less is more. Sticking to a program. Okay, so I'm okay with people gym hopping and figuring out what they want to do. Okay, so there's always this initial moment in someone's fitness career where they're like, I don't know what I really want to do or what workouts are going to really make me happy. But so I'm going to go see what's out there. So yes, they're going to go to several different gyms and they're going to see what they like.
I'm definitely like a culprit of this.
Okay.
I have a problem of trying a million things at once and
Okay.
then not having the time to actually focus on one thing that I actually want to do because I want to dip my fingers into like 5 different things at
Okay.
once.
Well, that's one way of looking at it. But someone who isn't like
But
so
it's a
well
problem.
versed,
It's
right?
a problem though, because then, you know, different sports and different hobbies require a certain amount of time
True.
and a certain amount of like skill, which they don't always cross over. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
I like to do like functional training, and then at the same time I like to swim.
Okay.
And then at the same time I like to play football, and then now I've gone back to training in jiu-jitsu, which
He's busy.
yeah, exactly. And then having a full-time job at the same time, and it's like not only do not a lot of the sports, they have similar aspects, but at the same time they don't.
They have a different training.
And then at the same time, if I'm trying to fit everything in along with my work, which requires a certain amount of physical activity, I'm just going to burn myself out.
Yeah.
Going back to your point.
Honestly, that's so true. And so, okay, let's say you found the gym, you found the program, you found the sport that you really enjoy doing. Okay, this program in this gym has been tailored to be maybe a 6-week cycle, or every 3 months, or every 1 month cycle to give you a certain result. So you need to trust the process. When you are beginning your fitness journey, okay, you choose the program that you're in. You choose the sport that you're in. It's not going to come the first week. It's not going to come the first month. It's probably not going to come the third month either. But when you stick to that program, and it's programmed well, and you're looking around and you're seeing people who have results from this program, you're in the right place. Okay? But when it starts undoing itself is when you are going to the same class twice a day. I've seen people do this. Okay, like they're
Back to back.
back to back. Oh, yes. And I don't want to make fun of these people. I really hope it's just a lack of knowledge. But if these people truly believe that doing back-to-back classes is going to give you more results, you're doing nothing but depleting yourself. You're depleted. You've literally done a session, a 1-hour session where you gave it your all. Why are you doing it the same one again? And then some people do this same program in the morning, in the afternoon. I'm talking about the same exact workout. And they're like, well, it's been 12 hours. That's not how this works. And then there are some people who have 3 different memberships in 3 different gyms. And I see them in the morning in this gym, and then in the afternoon in this gym, and then in the evening in another gym.
Do these people work?
I don't know, because I wish I had this much time. But at the same time, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's no goal that requires you to be in the gym 3 times a day unless you're a professional athlete with a coach programming your workouts.
He's also programming your rest, which is the most important part of all of this.
And this is what people skip. They skip the rest days. So I'm going to speak from my personal experience. I shifted programs. There was a point in my life where I went from functional fitness into CrossFit. As much as I loved functional fitness, I thought I wanted to do both. And then all of a sudden I was like, okay, first of all, I don't have the time. Okay, let's be honest. I can barely find the 1 hour to 2 hours a day that I need to train. And then, it's not going to be both. It's not going to be, I cannot mix these things together.
Which is good in a way that forced you to choose.
Stick to it.
To choose.
I stuck to it. And then I found my coach who knows me, who knows what my goal is. We sat down together. We had a conversation.
As every coach should. With
Exactly.
Their
It's not just a one-size-fits-all program. It's not like, oh, well, I program 10 of my athletes this way and you're going to get the same copy-paste formula. No, that's not how good coaching happens, especially when you're trying to, reach a certain level in your training. He knows what my goals are. He knows what I want to work on. And that shifts every 6 weeks. We have this conversation every 6 weeks. It's not like, okay, well, we talked about it 3 months ago and I'm still on the same track. No. Now, okay, I'm stronger here. I want to get stronger over here. So we had this conversation. Then my coach started slowly programming me. Okay? Slowly programming me to the point where I was working out 5 days a week with 2 rest days. 2 rest days, as in I'm forced to rest. Like I was asking him, can I do a team WOD instead? He's like, a team WOD is not part of your program yet. You're not doing anything extra. If you want to do extra, let me know so I can program that into your program.
And that's trusting your coach.
Exactly. And it was terrifying because I was like, what? I can't do team WODs anymore. Yeah.
FOMO,
so much FOMO. All my friends are like posting their team WODs and I'm like, I want to be there. I want to be with you. I'm part of your world. But it's not like, it's just, I can't be there. So that was frustrating in the beginning.
Definitely.
And I understand the frustration when people are like, well, I work out at this gym, but I want to do that in that gym. I get it. I was there. But then there's a program that I signed up for. I told myself, I want to be part of this program, whether it's a coach one-on-one or a gym, because the same gym that my coach coaches at is the same gym that I can train in at the same time in classes, in group classes. So I made sure that it stayed within the family, as they say, around the same thing. So once I had this conversation with my coach, my programming began. All right. And I had to take these rest days. I was forced to take these rest days. As I progressed in my program, my coach said, all right, we're working out 6 days a week with 1 active recovery day plus a full rest day. So that's just my programming, taking now it's on a different level. But I make sure that I take that rest day and I take the active recovery. And the active recovery means I'm working at 60 to 70%.
Just something chill.
Exactly. And that's difficult for me because I'm always like, let's send it.
Bouncing off the walls.
Let's go. This is the point where my coach one time saw me on a machine. He's like, can you talk to me? And I'm like, yes. He's like, that's not how you do an active recovery. He's like, slow down.
Yeah.
So the rest days are even more important than the days that you're in the gym.
Can we talk about the high probability that you are going to get injured, and you're more likely to get injured having not had the sufficient rest that you needed.
100%.
And what you think you're doing more, but you're actually going to cause more drama, because being injured requires you to take forced time off, which will lead you to be more frustrated in the first place. So it's like, is that trade-off worth it?
No, it's not. And that's the risk we take when we overburden our bodies with working out. Okay, working out is super healthy for us. And this is what we want people to understand. It's super good for you. It's super healthy for you. But when does it become toxic?
Too much of anything
is a bad thing.
Is a bad thing.
It is. It is. Even too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Definitely.
So it's just this moment where you need to have a talk with yourself and tell yourself, it's okay for me to rest, because guess what? When you're back in the gym after those 2 days of rest, you're smashing it.
You're rested, you're carved up, you just feel like a machine, and you're like, whoa, I wish I always felt like
your
this.
muscles have had the time to recuperate. And the lifts feel like, wow, this is lightweight. The conditioning feels like you're flying through the machines, through the reps, through everything. And it's after the rest days that this happens.
That's how you should feel.
Exactly. When I've worked out 3 consecutive days, I'm dead. I'm just like, I'm done. I need that rest day on the 4th day. And then on the 4th day, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like your body's screaming. It's just, everything catches up to you. And you're just like, why do I feel like I've been hit by a train?
It shouldn't feel this way.
It shouldn't feel this way. But then after that rest day, I have my active recovery day. So I'm just moving. And then on that 6th day of working out, wow, I feel like I'm ready again. I'm ready to get back into the ring. And then also some days I'll tell my coach, I'm not feeling okay. Now, this isn't me being sore or mentally tired, okay, because there's a difference. But physically, my shoulder blade isn't feeling right. My shoulder isn't feeling right. My legs, my knees, my elbows aren't feeling right. My coach listens to me and he programs me differently. Okay, so listening to our bodies, that response that your body's telling you, it's not just that you're sore.
Yeah, and it's not just that I'm lazy.
No,
you gotta
it's not
really
that.
Differentiate between those two things.
Exactly. It's your body screaming at you to stop before we cause the damage that we were talking about, and then you're forced to take the time off. And then on the flip side of that, I really want to talk about the people who have lost so much weight. Okay, who have seen the results, who are so happy with the way they look, the way they feel like they're thriving. And then there's this moment where you want more. Okay. Or I just ate that meal and I want to burn it off. I had a cheat meal last night. So I need to punish myself in the gym because I had a pizza last night, or I had a really greasy hamburger last night. This is not how it works.
That's a negative relationship with food.
This is, and your food and the gym now, because now you're using the gym as punishment for something that you did. And that causes a negative connotation now with your relationship with the gym. I'm going to the gym to be punished because I wasn't a good person yesterday. No. And that's frightening, because we go to the gym, not because we hate our bodies, because we love our bodies and we respect our bodies so much that we want to be healthy.
Not as a punishment.
Not as a punishment. So when I hear someone being like, well, I worked out 3 times today because I had cake and I had pizza.
Burn off whatever I had.
And I'm just like, that's not how this works. This is not how this works. And I'm not saying go eat whatever you want and don't think about it and don't go to the gym. This is not what I'm talking about. It's about the relationship, the script that you have in your mind about why you're working out the way you're working out. By all means, eat well, eat healthy. And then enjoy
life.
Moments where
yourself,
you're
be
out
with your friends.
Exactly.
Be social.
When your friends are all eating pizza, you're not like, no, I'm going to have a salad.
You pull that little Tupperware out of your bag and you're like,
it's just
sorry
like,
guys.
If you're on that program and you're that committed, fair enough. Wow, applause to you. But don't make it a negative and toxic relationship with food or the gym. So I know that some people have this fear when they've lost, let's say, 30, 40, 50 kgs of weight, that they're going to go back to that.
They're going to slingshot,
When you've built the habits properly, you haven't done those crash diets, and you are in the gym working out, you've built the muscle, you've built the conditioning, you've built the stamina that you have right now, it's going to be very difficult for you to slingshot back unless you're going on a binge for like 6 months to a year. Okay, I'm not saying like 6 days. I'm talking about, okay, you might feel fluffier. I mean, we all have these vacation holidays where we're just like, I'm living.
That's okay.
And that's okay.
Fine.
But it's the relationship that we have and the self-talk that we have in our minds that either make us or break us. And it sounds so, maybe cliche, but it's not. It's so important. This is so difficult to wrap our minds around because, yes, we have this fear. We have this fear of the person in the mirror. We have the fear of the scale, of the number on the scale. We have a fear of going back to those huge sizes that we used to wear. If you're building the right habits, they're going to build you.
And that becomes your lifestyle as opposed to something that you're going to do.
It's not temporary.
Exactly. If you're doing something temporary as opposed to this is just something that you do now. This is your lifestyle.
Exactly.
So having a day off every now and then, taking a day off, resting, going on holiday, these are the things of life that we need to reward ourselves.
And there is this 2-day rule. I want to talk about this 2-day rule. The 2-day rule is don't miss the gym 2 days and have a third off, because then it becomes a little more difficult, especially when you're building the habit in the beginning. Consistency is key. So you get those 2 days off, but then you're back on the third day.
Almost gone to the opposite end of the spectrum, right?
Right.
Like the guy that's training too much and feel the FOMO, and then the other side of it is I don't feel like working out. Yeah.
It might be that you haven't found the right program for you, something that sets you on fire. So, that's probably a conversation you would have to have with yourself. Like, is this the workout that's making me excited to get out of bed? But also to understand that no one's going to be excited to get off the couch and go to the gym no matter what you're doing. It could be
That's
yoga session.
Where discipline comes
Exactly.
into play,
It could be yoga. It could be Pilates. I'm not saying that these are easy workouts. No, they will.
Hell no.
No. Me in a Pilates class. Ooh, muscles I've never worked out before. Okay. I didn't even know this muscle existed in the morning. Okay. But I'm not saying, but it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a soccer game if you're a soccer player, or it could be a basketball game if you're a basketball player. You need to, find the thing that will build the discipline in you. Right. So the rest days are important. The self-talk that we have is super important. The relationship that we have in the gym is really important, right? And I really wanted to send this message out there because I'm concerned. I'm really concerned about what I'm seeing. I'm really concerned about what I'm hearing. I'm in the gym 3 times a day. I've been in the gym for 7 days a week. I haven't.
Why am I not getting results? Well, why?
It actually happens the opposite. And people don't understand this. The more you work out, the muscles, they start depleting themselves because there's no longer any energy to use, any energy system to use other than the muscle itself.
They can't recover.
There's no recovery. Exactly. And the recovery, like we said, is super important because that's where you see the results. So my message today is just about your mental health. Really check in with yourself sometimes. What am I doing? Why am I doing this? What's my goal? And what's my relationship with myself? And what's my relationship with food and the gym? Because these all kind of play a role. They all bleed into each other. The way you think about yourself is the way you're going to think about everything that you're doing in your life. And it kind of just goes out. The relationship you have with yourself bleeds into not just physical human relationships, but the relationships you have with things that you do. So that's my message today. I really hope that it kind of cleared the air for people who might be confused, genuinely confused about how to get the goals that they want, how to get, to where they want to be. And that's just my 2 cents about it. And I really wanted to put that message out there. So I am going to ask you guys to keep growing, to keep glowing. And I'm going to finish my matcha over here with Khalid. And join me next time for episode 7. See you guys. Bye.